And in our online poll, we asked you, do you believe Reince Priebus has lost the credibility to lead the White House staff? 77% of you said, yes, he has. Our viewers could tell you are so smart. Changes were coming. All right, joining me now to discuss the West Wing shakeup, the fate of health care, and much more, political reporter for the Federalist, Bre Payton, and Fox News contributor Rachel Campos-Duffy. Ladies, it's so great to have you on this Friday evening. Let's start with the Friday bombshell, shall we? Bre, what a week it's been, capping with this news that General John Kelly will take over as Chief of Staff. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is the right move?
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I think that this whole past week, with the failure of the Obamacare repeal and replacement plan on the Hill, I mean, Reince was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to have all of the connections, was supposed to be able to push this legislation through, and was supposed to help the president advance his agenda. And it's very clear that he has failed to do that at every single turn. So I think getting him out and replacing him with someone else makes sense. I also think that a lot of the chaotic tone and a lot of the chaotic media coverage that we have seen of the White House, you know, I think that that could really be clamped down by the new Chief of Staff. I think that he'll be able to put some order and clean house and get things ready to
So, Rachel,
push forward.
Do you agree with Bre that perhaps the health care failure was the last straw, if you will? You could even combine that with Anthony Scaramucci meltdown to New York Magazine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it was a combination of so many things. I mean, you teased this segment saying this was a little bit like Survivor. I think there were parts of this week that seemed a lot more like HBO's Veep. There was problems. And I'll tell you this, I saw his first interview that Reince Priebus gave since he stepped down on CNN or just before I came on. And I have to tell you, what a class act. He was entirely remained loyal to the president. He was baited to go after Scaramucci multiple times during the interview, and he refused to do it. Class act, Wisconsin nice. I think he's going out in a very classy way.
You mentioned our tease. We're talking about the cover of the New York Post today, Survival White House, making fun. And Rachel, I know you have a long history in reality TV. So I guess it begs the next question, Bre. Who might be next? Steve Bannon? Or do you think the staff is stable, at least for the moment?
You know, I think we have to put these two recent dismissals in context. There have been numerous staffers who the media have beaten the drum of and said, oh, this person's going to be fired immediately, they're going to be gone tomorrow. And that has proven over time to be completely false, right? I mean, Steve Bannon, as you mentioned, as well as Kushner, as well as Tom Price and various other cabinet secretaries. So I think, yes, there's been two major shakeups this week, but I mean, these were a long time coming, right? I mean, Sean Spicer and Reince were completely ineffective, and these recent failures and recent failure to get their agenda out, I think, you know, really were their own undoing.
The healthcare failure, I want to get back to okay, go ahead, respond, Rachel.
Well, I was just going to say, if anything happens to Reince Priebus, if he's the next to go, I think you're going to start to see some real rumblings and revolt among the conservative base, who really sees him as a stabling force in terms of getting conservative agendas.
I disagree. I really disagree.
In the White House.
Yeah, I really disagree. I mean, I think it's very clear that he was kind of the remainder of the establishment Republicans who have proven themselves to be completely weak, completely ineffective, and totally feckless.
You know who else is ineffective? And I want to get in here because we're running out of time. But it's the Republicans in Congress, right? If you look at the health care debacle, and I'm curious for your thoughts. I just want to shift the topic a little bit for time's sake, but does this put tax reform now in jeopardy? Because there is zero confidence that the president has any support by a Republican base in Congress.
I would say tax reform seems more likely to get done because everybody in Congress understands that something has to get done. So if health care is on, you know, life support right now, they'd better get moving on taxes, which at least will provide a bump in the economy and give the Republicans at least some hope when they come up towards midterms.
And quickly, Bre, I'll give you the last word. What on earth will next week bring? What should we watch for?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think we can look out for potential rumblings among the healthcare, potential revival about that debate. I also think that we can expect some word on tax reform, and I think we can expect to hear more about Donald Trump's harsh stance on immigration and his efforts to bring law and order to this country.
Ladies, thank you.
Lori, just one quick note. Happiest woman in D.C. is Sally Priebus tonight.
Bre Payton and Rachel Campos-Duffy, you guys are terrific. Thank you so much for your time. Great weekend.
Thank you.